everybody, this is Trev, and this is sort of a video response to a video that Riki posted last night, and it was kind of posing the question as to when do you when do you have a problem in your life and you need to go seek help? When do you know that's the transition? And I sort of have a story of that of my own, which is of course my struggle with bipolar disorder. Um, I went several years undiagnosed, and it was difficult, but it was never to the point where I was really completely out of control. And after a while, it got progressively worse and worse and worse until everyone around me said, "This is a problem." And I looked at myself and I said, "This is a problem. It has to be fixed." And I decided to go the route of medication. And so I went to, keep in mind, this guy is not an actual psychiatrist. He's someone who specializes in mood disorders, but he's just a general doctor. And he sort of used me as a guinea pig to test out various different drugs, and completely screwed my life over for a year and a half maybe. And I just was walking through life as a zombie. And then I got switched over to a different psychiatrist. Now, I don't know if everybody's familiar with the process, but in order to get a psychiatrist, you have to be referred by a therapist. And I think I had the same therapist both times that I was referred. Um, Now, I went from this whack job, this guy who was not a psychiatrist, who just specialized in mood disorders, to an intermediary therapist who evaluated me and says, "Yeah, this is legit. He actually has bipolar disorder. It needs to be treated." At which point I was referred to a psychiatrist. Anyway, my experience with the uh, therapist, I was very close-minded about it. I didn't like it very much. And I basically just said, "Look, this is what's going on. I've already been diagnosed. You're kind of wasting my time here." And sort of, he referred me to the next guy, the psychiatrist, and that was Dr. Zoglio. He was absolutely great, and he worked with me. And Dr. Zoglio retired, and after that happened, um, I had to go through the process of being evaluated again by a therapist, and this time, uh, because of certain issues in my life, I thought maybe I'd take it actually seriously and go in with an open mind. And, honestly, the stuff that they were doing, this particular psychiatrist, I don't know, he was just doing stupid stuff, it seemed like. To test my psychological aptitude, I guess, was the first couple sessions he was focusing on. And 90% of the questions he asked me, I just flat out said, "What? This has nothing to do with my disorder. This has nothing to do with me managing stress. You're asking me questions that would be probably on, a second grader's test." And at that point, I just stopped going to the therapist because it was a waste of my time. And I went back to the new psychiatrist, Dr. Singh, and that's working out well so far. And that's been my extent of experience with it. Um, it was when everyone else could see that it was a problem for me, and I could see that it was a problem for me. It was both external and internal, that I could tell this is something that has to be addressed, because there was nothing I could do. There was nothing within my power to make it any better, and it was a matter of life or death. And so I think I opted for the best choice, and sure, it screwed me out of a year or two under the care of Dr. Knoblich, but um, I'm still here. I'm alive, and that's more than I could have said if I hadn't gone for treatment at all. And I don't know. I guess the message I'm trying to get across is sometimes it's important. Sometimes you have to suffer a little bit for the greater good, because I never believed in therapy, and I never believed in psychiatrists or anything like that, and I had to swallow my pride. And you know, I still have never found a therapist that's worked for me, but um, my sister, who is dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder as well as bipolar disorder and borderline personality disorder, um, she has a therapist that works for her very well. And so really it's a luck of the draw type thing. And if you get the wrong type of therapist for you, by all means, you should. Um, you if you think it could help, then you should find a new therapist if yours isn't working out for you. But I don't know. That's the extent of my knowledge, and I just felt like it'd be a good idea to share it. Well, I'm gonna go back to feeling miserable and dealing with the swine flu that I apparently have. Um, my love to Riki, my girlfriend. You make everything worthwhile. I love you.